Welcome to desktop training for Vercast. This is a very, very important training series because a lot of people do like to use desktop sharing, and you need to know exactly how to use it to benefit from it the best way possible. And what you need to think about when you're doing desktop sharing is you need to think about the attendee and not how good it looks for you, but how good it looks for the attendee. And after a lot of studying and a lot of practicing with this, I think I've nailed it down, and I want to share my best practices for doing desktop sharing. The first thing you want to be aware of is if you're using a large desktop monitor, which I have at my home. I have a 23-inch monitor that I use all the time, but when I do my presentations on desktop sharing, and I know that I'm going to go to desktop sharing, I'm going to use my laptop computer because my laptop computer is a 15-inch monitor, which is very standard, and it's very standard that most people that are watching your presentation are watching your presentation using a 15-inch monitor. So if you're using a 15-inch monitor and they're using a 15-inch monitor, the user, the end user, or the attendee is going to see basically everything that you're doing on your computer, which is really what you want to have. Now, if you don't have that luxury of having a 15-inch laptop lying around that you want to use, or a strong computer, you want to make sure that you're doing your desktop sharing on the top left corner of your desktop and not use the whole desktop. Let me give you an example. Let's say that I would recommend this. You cut your computer in half, and well, let's see if we can do this. I'm going to try to load up desktop sharing here. Let's see if we can do that. And let's see if I can give you a visual of what I'm trying to explain here. One thing that you need to know that once you go into desktop sharing, it takes a little while to activate. You might be able to see there's a blue actually it's not blue right now, but it's saying please wait, desktop sharing is inactive. And what I'm waiting is for is a pop-up here. And here's the pop-up right now, and sometimes because I'm doing an outside recording I might have a little bit of a problem, but let's see what we can do here. Click on that and we click on run. I've also found, by the way, that using Internet Explorer for some reason tends to work a little bit better with Vercast and desktop sharing. I don't know exactly why, but now it says desktop sharing is active. And again, things are going to work a little bit slow here because we're only using, we're recording twice. We're doing a double recording, and it's my laptop. So what I do if I had a large monitor and I wanted to share, let's say I wanted to share a presentation that's on my computer, or I wanted to share a website. I'm going to actually load up a website right now. Open up a new tab. And let's say I was just going to look at vercast.com for a second here. And I'm trying to get it to load up here, so please bear with me. And of course, it's not working for me. Let me just go to google.com or something here. Okay, we just had little technical difficulties. I actually had to pause the monitor, pause the recording in order to have this start to work. All right, so I'm gonna minimize this a little bit. And I'm going to bring it over here. So we're going to assume that this is my, which it's not. I'm going to assume that this is my 15-inch, excuse me, my 23-inch monitor. And this is what I would do. I would have everything moved over to the left-hand side. I'd cut the screen in half. As you can see, it's cut in half. And I would just focus on this area. And what you'll find is if you opened up or you talk to somebody who has a 15-inch monitor, they're going to say, we can see everything that you're looking at right now, and it's going to work out fine. So that's what you need to do. Go to the top left-hand side, bring everything over to the left-hand side, cut your monitor in half. Again, that's if you have a large monitor, and then you just want to be talking about what's in this side, not in what's on the right-hand side of your computer, everything that's on the left, and you focus on the left-hand side. Now what would happen when you have a larger monitor? this page, this Vercast page, or most other pages, would be cut in half, but you'd be able to see the whole page because of the size of your monitor. I'll give you an example. With my monitor, if I was to cut this in half right now, you'd be able to see two screens at two full-size URLs at the same time, one on the left and one on the right. Just so that's how that works. So again, very, very important when you're doing desktop sharing, you put everything on the left-hand side of your monitor if you have a large monitor. If you have a typical 15-inch monitor when you're giving your presentation, you should not have any problems whatsoever. Again, I do recommend that you use IE. For some reason, Internet Explorer, for me anyway, works better. Always be testing instead of the sales technique of ABC. This is ABT. Always be testing. Test things out before you do your desktop sharing or any presentation. And speaking of presentation, our next video will be on how to use our presentation system. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.